Welcome back to Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. Last time we cleared through an enormous horde of monsters and finally killed Reeve. This time, it's time for the final confrontation with Leon and with the Demon King, so let's just get straight to it. We tried to do a title drop, but so many of the MacGuffins are gone now that we can't pluralize it. And with that, we go to preparations. And remember how I said last time that the 18 deployment slots was kind of an illusion? yeah, we only get 12 for the final chapter, and it includes both the twins. So we only get to effectively bring 10 characters to the final chapter of our own volition. I kind of have an idea of who I want to bring. The thing is, I'm going to have to kick out one person for Cormag if I want to bring Tethys. Mia really needs to be here, but in some ways I feel like she's kind of overpowered for this point in the game, so I might want to kick her up. But one thing that I want to mention, this map has treasure chests. I don't know if this is, I think this might be the only final chapter in the series to have treasure chests, but yes, this map does have 2 chests, and unfortunately, if I quickly cycle through all the enemies, some of them do have droppable items. Where are they? You might see some shadow. Okay, there's a door key. There's a chest key. So, there is actually only one droppable chest key in this map. Which means if you want to get both the chests here, unless you've brought spare chest keys from the inventory, which I do not actually have, I stupidly sold them all, I forgot about these chests entirely. You need to bring a thief here if you want to get both those chests, and I really don't want Rennek or Colum in the final battle because they'd be kind of a liability. So I'm going to have to sacrifice one of the chests. I know I normally go for getting 100% of them, but still. Also, this map looks really awesome, by the way. Especially those eyes in the darkness there. Anyway, though, from what I found out, the eastern chest, which would be this one, contains an angelic robe, and the western chest contains a master seal. I'm going to go for the master seal because we can always buy more angelic robes in the post-game. Master seals are much, much rarer. But anyway, yeah, I think this is the team that I'll be going with. I could bring Mia, but I know that she really should be here for story reasons, but I still feel like I really want Tethys, and I really want everyone else, so yeah, I'm going to have to leave her behind for a bit. Now, actually, let's not check the map. Actually, let's check the map, because I forgot to talk about other things on this map. There are a lot of whites everywhere. Yeah, I knew that it, like, actually, you have a... None of you have longbows. I thought that at least one of you had a longbow. A lot of whites, a lot of Gwilgis, basically tons of promoted monsters. The Gorgons in particular are pretty scary because... Okay, this time none of them did. Sometimes those Gorgons with hard mode random stat allocations can have maxed out magic, which is pretty terrifying. It only caps at 29, not 30, but it's still horrendously bad to deal with. Those two have stone. A couple up here with Shadow Shot, so yeah, as always, Gorgons are pretty vicious to deal with. But we also have Leon here. Has a different description now. On Erica's route, he looks like evil Leon here, but on Ephraim's, he still has his normal appearance, which I think is a nice touch. So as you can see, maxed out magic and resistance. And really, really high defense too, and 75 HP. So this guy is pretty durable and hits hard. And he also has his signature tome finally. It's very, very heavy. 18 weight, so that's minus 11 speed. That puts you at 5. It's better than 1 from before, but still. 25 might, infinite uses. This thing is pretty powerful. And of course, the goal of this map is to defeat him, so the rest of the enemies are kind of inconsequential, and I think you'd probably be able to cheese this map pretty easily with warp skipping, but I'm not going to go do that, because I don't really like warp skipping. But anyway, we also have these things. Unlike Morva, these are not Manichetes, these are actually full Draco zombies. And this is the only time in the main story that we fight these. They are very scary thanks to the fact that their breath ignores defense. They are weak to archers though, so if you've trained Naomi or Innes, I was about to call them Irons again, they can really help in this chapter. Well, mainly just taking these two out, because they are by far the toughest enemies on this entire map. So, yeah, there is that. Also Stone Gorgons, as always, which means we want to bring Restore Staves. But what we also want to bring is, I want to make sure that we have as many legendary weapons as we possibly can. So, you two are covered, but... Actually, Ewan's legendary weapon isn't effective against monsters anyway, but I don't know, I just feel bad not having one of the legendary weapons in the final chapter. I've never even used Nosferatu. So let's go ahead and take Gleipnir, even though it is, like I said, pretty useless. Now, you've already got Excalibur. You do not have Adhulma. It's really either you or Garrett who'll get this, and I kind of feel like Garrett, I know, okay, actually, yeah, from a story standpoint, it feels wrong not to have Joshua use that Hulma, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it to him. I mean, from a pure gameplay standpoint, I'd rather give it to Garrick, but, yeah, like I said, story-wise, and I really wish you could use the S-rank Light Tome, but you're stuck as an S-rank in Staffs. However, since you are the only Staff user that I have at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take Latona, and let's drop one of your Physics Staffs for Fortify, which is basically a Latona Light. Ross, I've been waiting for this for a really long time. All these weapons are quite good, but if I have Garm, I don't even need the Silver Axe. So there's Garm. Tana has Vidofnir already. I mean, I guess it is her cannon weapon. It would be better used on Cormag, probably, but Cormag doesn't really need it as much. And Amelia, let's see, you don't need that Armor Slayer. And that Horse Slayer might be kind of useful, but I'm going to go ahead and take an extra Killer Lance. She's just going to be my versatile, use whatever weapon she wants character. It's almost capped strength, I think. And Ephraim, I think I'm going to go ahead and take that Axe Reaver from Mia just in case I need it. No room for iron weapons this time, although they're probably still useful if you want to just fight the regular enemies and don't really care about your weapons. So with that, I think Garrick is pretty much set too. Might as well take a, I broke your Silver Blade, didn't I? Well, might as well just grab a Silver Sword. What's your axe rank like? C. Can't quite use Brave Axe yet. But you do have the Brave Sword. So, let's go ahead and change our formation around a little bit. How is your... I just realized I'm out of Restore Staves. I need those. Ewan, you can't... D, yeah, Ewan can't use those yet. But he can use Men, so I might as well swap that for a Men Staff. Do have a fresh one in the inventory. And Loot, I'm actually going to go ahead and have you take the Restore Staff, just because I don't have enough... Wait a minute, you... LaRachel had it, didn't she? Yes, she did. Just in case we get hit by stone. So now we can set our formation. The two twins are kind of forced into these slots. Tana, I think, is fine over there. Obviously want to set people up according to their support, although you're not supported with anyone who's currently on the map. So Ross will be near Garrick. You and Tana will obviously stick close together. Ewan will probably stay close to Tethys. You and Natasha will stay close. Cormag is just kind of... I guess Cormag could go further forward. Right, I think we're ready. So I'm going to go ahead and save now. Okay then, let's begin. Also, we have a new map theme for this chapter, obviously. So something kind of interesting about this one is that the enemies with the keys are swapped in location compared to Erica's route, where the key enemies are over here. Also, these two Malduins are on the other side of Erica's route, so yeah, there's quite a bit of swapping around of enemies between the two. So, I'm going to be sending, let's see, we don't want to get in range of the Draco Zombie, I almost called it a Necro Dragon, but no, this is not Echoes. Don't want to get in range of it just yet. Ephraim can go really far thanks to giving him the Swift Soul. I almost called it Boots. But yeah, sending him over there, obviously I want Tana near where he is, thanks to that support bonus. I switched out her items a little bit. I gave her a Killer Lance in exchange for her previous Silver Lance, just because I felt that kind of made more sense. In terms of raw power, I have Vidofnir anyway. I think he can probably use... Yeah, I'll give him the Killing Edge for now. I'll also go this way. Let's see. Erica's still not entirely the strongest she can be. So might want to avoid any significant mounted battles with her. Yeah, you may notice that it seems like I can actually speed up movement by holding down the A button while the characters are running now. This seems to unlock after you've beaten the game at least once. Yes, I've gone ahead and completed my Erica mode file at this point, so that's why. Kind of a bit weird getting used to that, and also a bit weird that you actually can unlock this ability. you don't have it on your first playthrough. Not really sure why they do that, but it is thing. Oh yeah, by the way, I want to change the battle backgrounds here to having actual backdrops, because this is the final chapter, and I might as well show that. Even though I think the map itself looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'll just go into number 2 in options. This music is pretty nice. Also, this music. You know how we've been hearing a song in the Tower of Valny all this time called Twisted Shadows B? You might have been wondering where Twisted Shadows A was. Well, after this battle, Twisted Shadows A is what you're listening to right now. And I want to keep that door key. If I remember correctly, Blazing Sword did something very similar. There was a song called Dragon's Gate B, which was the one that you heard for the vast majority of the game, and you didn't hear Dragon's Gate A until the final chapter. Well, I mean, I guess you have already capped 2 stats, but I would like a little bit more strength from you. Not that you really need it, you're still pretty amazing at this point. In fact, you're a little too amazing. I'd like other people to get some action here. Of course, I'll need a lot of people to get some action once we start fighting those Draco zombies. They take a lot of punishment before going down. They have absurd amounts of HP. And they also hit extremely hard. They're probably harder than the final boss, I'd agree. 29 crit on a non-killer weapon, the power of an A support. Okay, I do not want to get rid of that chest key. Except Ephraim can pull it out of the inventory anytime he wants, so yeah. My inventory is almost full, by the way. I've almost got 90-something items. Oh, and that's a Lance Reaver. And Ephraim still has a 100% hit rate because, again, support, and he's also amazing. Okay, this can stop being the Ephraim show anytime now. I mean, admittedly, it is his storyline, so that kind of makes sense. Alright, that one had a lance. It's fine, it's still gonna die anyway. Now, after this, what I want to do is I want to lure in the Gorgon and kill it quickly. Killing Gorgons quickly is pretty much the name of the game here. And I don't really want to get rid of that door key. I guess I don't really need the rune sword at this point. And that was all from the enemies. Once again, always pay attention to the Draco Zombies' range. You do not want to lure them before you're ready, trust me. Now this terrain that's simply called Dark is actually passable by flyers, so that's at least a good thing. It's hard not to be holding down the A button here. Okay, that's Pierce. Not like it really mattered, I still kill the same number of attacks. And get a completely unnecessary critical. Of course, the Killer Lance is also hilarious with the A support bonus. Okay, good. Strength is fine. You really should have a lot more strength at this point, but still. Like I said, that Gorgon. I do believe, yes, you have that door key. Oh, but Teddy's isn't there. Wait a minute. You've got 8 movement, right? If I unlock that door, he can actually unlock and run, which is kind of funny. Oh, right. Yeah, oh, and my supply is actually completely full. Guess you get to see what a full convoy looks like. Yeah, I'm going to need to use all of these stat boosters in the post-game. But I'll take that chest key. Now, I really hope the chests didn't swap on this mode as well. 19 times 2 would be... yeah, that'd be definitely enough. 38. Right, this doesn't hit, which would be really disastrous. Good. Forgot that Lute's the other one with the restore staff, and she's on the other side of the map. There's not that many stone users you have to worry about in this chapter, though, so it's really not that bad. Now, there is a reinforcement group, well, actually 2 reinforcement groups that come eventually. I don't want to be wasting a physics staff on this, but, oh well, it's my only option for healing. That isn't even more valuable. And now Cormac has to be careful when he goes around the middle part of this map. In a practice run I had him fly around here. The problem is he takes severe damage from Shadow Shot. So you obviously have to be careful. The Shadow Shot Gorgons don't seem to move. So they go up to here-ish. With a Philly shield, he does have the Philly shield, right? Yeah. I wonder if I am able to do this. Now, this could be a very stupid idea, but we'll see. Speaking of stupid ideas, I actually can... Yeah, you only reach all the way up to there, so I can send people up here to fight the whites here. Guess that sort of rhymes. And you have an Axe Reaver. Which doesn't really matter all that much, because I'm just going to hit you from a distance with magic anyway. I kind of wish we had a different battle theme for the final chapter, but there aren't many Fire Emblem games that do that. Although I know that in FE7, yeah, all of the basic enemies in the last chapter use the boss theme, the normal boss theme, which was kind of cool. Right, Garrick is going to go around here-ish. What do you guys have? Steel Lance and also Steel Lance. Okay, that is potentially in stone range. Got to watch out for that. Did anybody here drop a door key? Oh, right, Garrick has the door key. I need to send him back and get that. Also, loot bolting is actually going to come in handy here. Because it's pretty effective against those Draco zombies. Lets you hit them from extreme range without risk of counterattack. And once again, I probably should have equipped an axe, but this is fine. These things are pretty weak anyway. In general, this chapter is not that hard for the most part. Even the boss, Leon, is more durable than anything else. Speaking of Leon, the player phase map theme for this map is pretty cool in that I didn't notice this on all the times that I played through this game in the past, but it actually incorporates bits of Leon's theme. You have to listen pretty hard to hear them, but it does, which is pretty awesome. Look at that, almost one-shotting a non-magic user. Cormag is pretty insane. But I mainly equipped that spear to possibly counterattack the archers. I don't know why they're not moving. And he's about to get even more amazing, possibly, because he's already capped his good stats. Oh, hey, defense is good. He's well on his way to capping HP, too. He really is pretty much a flying hero. And yeah, the enemy AI doesn't seem to understand the concept of the Philly shield. Which changes name in a lot of games. The Delphi shield sometimes, Iote's shield sometimes. Makes sense that it's not Iote's shield here, because that was specifically named after a hero from Arcania. According to, I think it was a random village conversation that explains that. Anyway, okay, Cormac did a pretty good job of clearing those things out. Now Ross needs to dodge stone. At least there are no enemies that can potentially attack him, so even if he does get hit, and he didn't. Casually sidestepping the gaping dark vortex of doom. Okay, let's see what you're doing. Alright, and I was right! Okay, yes, the reinforcements are flipped on Ephraim's route compared to Erica's. I'm glad I played Erica's first. So this whole bunch of death goyles here, on Erica's route they appear on this side, and there's a different batch of reinforcements that spawns over here. There is a reason why I've sent my higher resistance characters, well, mainly just Natasha, over this side. First, though, I need to wait for these gargoyles, and, I can't provoke them, well, not without a flyer, without provoking the Draco zombie, so I may have to wait for them to come to me. Because Cormag's not quite getting in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. How much range do you have? Okay, you can't get him there. Just gonna have to carefully thread the needle around these pillars in this terrain, so as not to provoke the Draco zombie, because that would be terrible. Yeah, like I said, not provoking the Draco zombie. Although if you have a summoner, it can be a great idea to simply lure the Draco zombie with summons. Do I want to do that, or... You know, I haven't demonstrated Garm yet, I might as well. No, I was hoping for a crit and overkill there. But yeah, Garm does give +5 speed, which really helps people like Ross in particular. Okay, there is one of you, and you're probably going to attack somebody like... I should probably equip the Light Brand, just in case Erica gets javelins. Gotta be careful, because if I even try to see how much damage bolting is going to do against an enemy, Loot will automatically equip it, and that's a bad thing if she's going to get attacked by other enemies in that same turn. And yeah, may as well have Teddy's animations on for the final chapter. But I can't quite move much further forward, because otherwise we're going to be in severe danger. Okay, now that chest, Ephraim was the one with the chest key, wasn't he? So he's going to have to retreat a little bit. But he can grab it. Actually, wait a second. I might need to look up. If I remember right, it was the western chest that I wanted, I think, which would be this one. But they might have flipped them on Erica's route. I want to make sure that I get the Master Seal here and not the Angelic Robe. So if you'll hold on for a second while I look this up. Okay, it says that this chest should have the Master Seal, however, I am worried that it may have been flipped on Ephraim's route. I guess we'll find out. Okay, it wasn't flipped. Good, Master Seal. That's the one that I wanted. So anyway, as much as I'd like to lure that Draco Zombie... Hey, can you fly all... Yeah, you can fly over there and lure that thing without luring the Draco Zombie. Yeah, let's not lure that Draco Zombie just yet. I'm gonna wait for a bit. Because there are gonna be reinforcements coming from there, probably. Why are you guys going over that? Oh, you're going towards Cormag. That's not exactly where I wanted you guys to go. And, of course, you Javelin, the person who can't counter. But you Javelin, the person who can counter, although they don't actually kill you. Okay, activating Pierce there could have potentially triggered the glitch, but that's fine. Here they are. Yeah, this giant ton of Arch-Moguls that all have Crimson Eye. They're not the highest in terms of magic, but they are pretty powerful. So this is the main reason why I brought Natasha on this side, thanks to her weapon triangle advantage and her massive resistance stat. The problem is that I'm forced to equip Divine because her previous tome had barely any uses left, and as such, she's going to be weighed down quite a bit. But I'm pretty sure she'll still do well. Now, let me just see. Okay, yeah, you do a lot of damage to Tana, even though your hit rate is not the best. So, although I guess I'm 6, 1, 2, okay. Right, I'm going to take a gamble here, but if I... now you critical. 2 of them are going to attack her. If they both hit, she's going to die, but I highly doubt they'll both hit. I know that with my luck this playthrough, I shouldn't be tempting fate like that, but I actually do doubt they both will hit her. Oh, right, I'm not sure about these death coils, though. Guess only one of them can really go for you in this turn. I would have liked... yeah, I would have liked for them to have at least attacked some people this turn, but anyway... It's funny, Luke and Ewan are kind of over-leveled now. Before they were under-leveled. Let's see, you have a Javelin, right? Let's go for this. Even though I'm not getting the +5 speed, I'm still doubling, which is kind of nice. I'm pretty sure that isn't Draco Zombie range. Even if it is, I can potentially rescue and or use Teddies. Ross has finally decided to gain speed this late into the game. Guess better late than never. And that is just out of Draco Zombie range, so that's fine. None of you have Dragon Spears or anything, right? Guess I can have you go around here. If Ewan only gets attacked by one of them, he should be fine. And sadly, I know I don't like leaving chests, but I'm going to have to leave that one because I don't want to bring a thief to this chapter. But like I said, you can just buy angelic robes in the post-game anyway, so it's no big loss. Plus, my inventory, actually getting rid of the door keys and chest keys is going to free up inventory. These death coils are actually surprisingly durable, given that Cormag can't one-round them. So, it can take a few turns to kill them off. Well, this one gets exactly one-rounded, but still, didn't even need that because Cormag just criticaled. Now, like I said earlier, this chapter is pretty easy to warp to just warp cheese, but the way that I should have equipped the killer axe, but oh well. The way that I'm gonna do it is the way that I always do, which is advance up both sides simultaneously, and then do a pincer attack on the boss's room at the very end, and try and just kill off as many Gorgons as possible in one shot. That makes things a lot easier. As an added benefit, it's possible to kill off a lot of the Gorgons without getting in range of Leon, so that's also good. Like I said, Leon is more durable than actually threatening, but he does have a pretty decent crit rate against some people. Please tell me you're gonna just simply not attack Natasha at all. Okay, so as long as Tana dodges at least one of these, I'm safe. Okay, she's safe. That's fine. And yeah, I thought she'd still one round even with the javelin. Unnecessary pierce, but oh well. Okay, now that second Archmogul. They do hit really hard. They're not quite as irritating as Echo's Moguls, but these ones are actually a threat to you. Unlike those which are more of an annoyance that are just surprisingly durable due to their good speed. Okay, hi there. Yeah, only 3 damage. Which is actually pretty impressive considering she has cap resistance. The only one who can potentially have higher resistance than her on your side is Mia. So doing damage at all with a magical attack, and one with weapon triangle disadvantage at that, is actually pretty impressive. Okay, the Draco Zombie is there. Right. I can't move Natasha any further forward. Unless I was going to... Yeah, it doesn't really matter which I use here. Unless I was going to rescue, I can probably... Yeah. Just realized that. I want to lure the Draco Zombies this turn. But I don't want to lure them with Natasha. Actually, let me check something. How much damage do you guys do? 31, and Natasha has 38 health. So if she gets hit at all by this Mogul, she's probably... Well, I mean, she's not going to get hit at all by this Mogul because... it's going to get instantly vaporized. I love Slayer so much. Actually, let me just check something. What's your 8 crit? Nope, no way you're going to be crippling her. So, yeah, Wretched Air, I should also mention, has a really, really enormous hit rate. I mean, these things don't have that high skill, so... Kind of surprised their hit rate is that high, but the weapon just has an insane amount of hit behind it. Just advance very carefully. The main way to deal with the Draco Zombies is with legendary weapons or Slayer. You pretty much need one of those, because... or bows. Because they are very durable, have an enormous amount of HP, and they hit hard regardless of how high your defense is. So like I said, they are easily the toughest part of this chapter, so 83 HP. That's actually more than... Well, yeah, more than anyone is supposed to have. It's more than can even fit on the screen. That guy's got just enough HP to fit, but when this guy moves, you'll see something kind of interesting. Also, okay, you only have... Also, the status screen is a little bit glitched there. The speed bar, it's got a small cap bar, and then it's got a big cap bar behind it. But anyway, let's see, 31 attack. You want to make sure that you're not... Yeah, you pretty much just want a giant chunk of HP before you fight these things. Like I guess Cormac has. And loot, you don't have any healing stuff. Yeah, you just have restore. But I could, however, soften you up with this. So yeah, its HP is listed as question marks. Normally only final bosses in Fire Emblem games get that honor, but that's what happens when you overflow the HP display. I'm pretty sure these Draco Zombies can only get magic stats that high on hard mode. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could potentially get in range, although Gleipnir is not effective against monsters, so that's not going to do much good. Yes, 7 damage with a Berserker using a pretty powerful weapon at that. Yeah, these things are also quite durable. Yeah, that's effectively 30 defense. That's massive. Probably should have healed, but, well... Right, it's Draco Zombie time. And yeah, they look totally different from Morva as well. Their breath looks the same, though. Are you gonna double? Oh, nice one. Wow. Yeah, bishops are pretty good in the late game. You're probably seeing why now. And they're even better in the post game. In fact, a bishop is kind of required for something that I might want to show off later. And this is just more of a luring you in tactic. Don't expect the Draco Zombies to ever miss. Like I said, their hit rate is absurdly high. Now let me demonstrate just how bad Gleipnir is. Well, I mean, that's a lot of damage for no effectiveness bonus, but even then, it destroys your speed and it's not effective. Also, Luna can actually be quite effective in this chapter, considering how many enemies here have really, really high resistance. So Luna is not a bad option against the Draco Zombies. It's probably your, well, other than bows, it's probably your best non-legendary weapon, non-slayer option. Which is a bit of an overly narrow superlative, but still. I now need to desperately heal Ewan. Unfortunately, no crits there. I guess Erica could try and get the kill here. Draco Zombies are worth an enormous amount of experience. Oh, hey, I can demonstrate the light brand at the same time. Or not, because the light brand's damage is cut at range. I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, someone actually did dodge a Draco Zombie, but that was stupid. Yeah, I forgot about that. It only uses half of your strength stat at range to simulate the fact that it's a magical weapon being used by a physical character. But, yeah. I haven't demoed Excalibur yet, I might as well. This would have been effective against this thing anyway, because Excalibur is wind magic, so it's effective against flyers. One of only 2 instances of wind magic in this game, other than an unused weapon, the other being the wind sword. But yeah, that would have been effective against the Draco Zombie anyway, even if it weren't a monster. Okay, I'm gonna refresh Ewan and heal. I almost called Garrick Ogma. That's the archetype that he is, but it's not actually him. Also, Ewan desperately needs healing, but I realize that I can't actually heal him on this path. Unless I use the physics staff with Natasha, or if I go for Latona, but I'm not going to go for Latona now. I'm going to save that for if I really, really need it. And now I guess, yeah, that might actually lure the Gwilgies in. Yes, that will. Well, they'll lure one of them at least. Yeah, this song is pretty nice. Like, it's not the best final chapter theme, but it sets the mood quite well. Now, we've got one Malduin here with a Sword Reaver, so obviously we want to use a Lance against that, and that means that Tara can go to town, can continue to go to town. Thankfully, none of these Elder Bales have sharp claws. They all just have poison claws, which I guess makes things a bit more annoying, but even then, it's still not the worst thing you could be encountering. Also, Natasha needs... we're at the reverse situation here, because Natasha also needs healing, and she's the only healer on this side that I've brought, so that's bad. Do have a few elixirs in the convoy, though. Except your inventory is full. I don't really want to discard anything. Not gonna do that. Yeah, Latona does cure status as well, so it can be a nice panic button against stone. But for now, I'm probably not going to need it. Garrick is not critical at all. That's kind of surprising. Yeah, 0 hit rate, about what I expected. Meanwhile, Tana is criticaling. So yeah, just kind of slowly advancing, but we do need to be careful because we're almost about to enter Shadow Shot range. Baiting them into using all of their Shadow Shots is a decent tactic, but I prefer just rushing in and healing everyone who gets damaged. Right, that Gwilgi needs to die now, and that's going to be difficult because, yeah. How many uses do you have of your Siglinde? Not all that much. It's probably not going to one-shot it either. Oh, it's exactly going to one-shot. Nice one. So that's one Gwilgi gone. That is alliteration, but that wasn't really intentional. Alright. I hate having Garrick just charge in, but he is one of the tankier characters I have. Though I do have to be careful of Shadow Shot. Okay, goes exactly up to the very edge of the map. Because I don't think those Gorgons move. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they don't move. Right, yeah, Ewan needs healing. Does anybody here have an elixir? You used to have an elixir, but not anymore. Speaking of which, yeah, when I was practicing on Erica's route, I sometimes would think that Ephraim had the convoy, so I'd go to him to get items, and then I was like, oh wait, Erica has it on this route. It's easy to make that mistake. I'm glad that loot is finally starting to be good. I know it only took Metis' tome, but this is really what I expect from loot. She should have been like this a long time ago, but now that she's actually pretty effective. And Ross has become a lot more effective now too, so everyone seems to be doing much better. I guess Amelia is lower level than everyone else, so I'm gonna go ahead and send her in. Don't think she'll be able to kill off those bales in one shot though, unless I get lucky with this Killer Lance. Let's try. Kind of unfortunate that she doesn't have a... Have I used Joshua at all this chapter? I don't think I have. Kind of unfortunate that she doesn't have a support partner present here, but it was worth it just for the awesome story of the Giselle and Amelia supports. So very soon we'll be approaching the boss room. That's not going to be doubling, is it? Nope. Probably should use the Brave Sword now I think about it. That would have saved... Why aren't you moving? Yeah, enemy AI can be a bit weird in this one. As no doubt you'll know by now. I was worried that I'd miss for a second, but he crit. Alright, let's see what we do here, because these Gorgons, the ones here that have Demon Surge, they will move. And they hit very, very hard. You don't want to be taking a hit from them and a hit from Shadow Shot in the same turn. Normally I would send Ewan there, but he is very severely wounded. Right, that's not enough damage. I'm gonna have to use Excalibur again. I mean, I've never used this whole playthrough, so using a couple of... Thank you for the crit! That means only one use on this weapon. Also, I'm pretty sure Excalibur uses the exact same animation as Excalibur from FE7, which actually wasn't Excalibur, because it was called Gigascalibur in the Japanese version. But anyway, it is the same animation, I'm pretty sure. It was kind of funny how, that tripped up a lot of players who, there was a Japanese website like Brutal Fire Emblem Quizzes, and that tripped up a lot of Western players because there was a question, how many different caliber spells have there been in the series? And for Western players, the answer was one more than they're used to, because Excalibur was actually not an FE7, it was actually a new caliber tome in Japanese. I mean, I know it's not really the time or the place to be talking about FE7, but I do feel like whoever localized FE7 must have known about the older games, because they called Nosferatu Fenrir, Agirain Aura, and Gigascalibur Excalibur. All of them are spells that existed in older Fire Emblem games, so yeah, it's kind of interesting that they must have known somehow. Oh, right, this could be a problem. These bales have a lot of HP. Maybe they just don't move until you get theirs? Don't particularly want Amelia taking a Shadow Shot, though. Gonna just have everyone positioned here so I can rush in when I need to. Yeah, this part of the song. It's not entirely the same as Leon's theme, but it definitely takes influence from it. Yeah, I guess they were waiting for you to get closer. Please crit. No, okay, that's fine. Alright, yeah, Shadow Shot is... Yeesh, that does more damage than I expected. Yeah, I forgot how ridiculously powerful he's got. Okay, that's good that missed, but yeah, that could have been bad, because if that had hit, and I'm pretty sure this other Gorgon is going to move and attack. Yes, it is. Right. I forgot about that weapon triangle advantage. Compared to just the brutal power of Shadow Shot. Even 20 resistance is not good enough. These Gorgons are definitely some of the stronger monsters out there. Well, apart from Draco Zombies. And getting 1 point of resistance. Not that would have saved you if you got hit by both of those. So I really shouldn't have done that. That was a stupid idea, and I only survived that thanks to pure luck. Right. Yeah, so here's the point where I need to retreat a little bit, heal. I wish Ewan had more HP so I could actually send him in there because he doesn't have weapon triangle disadvantage and he has really good resistance, but guess that's fine. I like these dragon murals here. They're probably original members of the Manakee tribe, which they probably owned this temple originally, but now it has been taken over by the dark forces of darkness and doom. There's the crit! I'm at least glad for that, because it means that you don't have to potentially get poisoned. Still not a level up, though. Okay, now Joshua time. I guess I can use this Shamshir. He needs exactly 2 crits to do this, so let's hope that he crits both of the attacks. That's not good. And he didn't get a second crit. I'd like to save Latona for the post-game, but there are a lot of people who are damaged, and one who is saddest. And I don't like the idea of Joshua potentially getting hit there, and then, I mean, I could just physic him. Oh, hey, I can fly around here and throw the javelin from over, well, throw the spear from over the wall, because the javelin won't kill. Ah, the joys of flyers. Always amazing in any game in the series. Okay, now that you're gone, I can kind of safely... Wait a minute. 37. Yeah, that's exactly enough to kill her, were it not for weapon triangle disadvantage. Now, that would leave her on 1 HP. But if both of them shadow shot her... Yeah, as you can see here, Gorgons, even to people with maxed out resistance, are really, really terrifying. Okay, you're the only person injured in range, so it's probably a waste to use Fortify. I want to demo Fortify at least once, because it looks really, really cool in the GBA games. It was funny, because when I first discovered the spell not so much discovered it, because you get it pretty much handed to you, but in FE7 when I first saw it, I called it Fortirity. Just like calling physics psychic. 40 attack outright. Yeah, these things are really, really dangerous. If someone gets hit by 2 shadow shots, they are definitely going down. So, yeah, even Erica, see, yeah, this is why I really, really don't like this. So they go all the way up to the edge of the map, right? Okay, so anyone who sets foot in this room is going to get shadow shotted, potentially. But as long as they get hit by 1 shadow shot... Okay, so this is the comfortable only 1 shadow shot range that we can potentially go to. So let's start setting up for the big rush. Probably need teddies too. Like I said, I like to rush both sides of this corridor at the same time, and I thought you'd go for Erica. And miss. I mean, it's not accurate, but you always want to assume that you're going to get hit by Shadow Shot whenever you're doing any kind of calculation to see if anyone would survive a turn. So here, the reverse would probably be true. We can step in there to get in range of the other Shadow Shots. So let's go for... Right, let's see. Yeah, so 2 spaces here that are our comfortable Shadow Shot range. I really need Natasha to be healed, but that's probably fine. Oh, you don't even need that Master Seal, so let's go ahead and go to Supply and take an elixir. I don't know why I got that immediately, but let's go ahead and take an elixir, which I know are in... I have a lot of elixirs. I'm gonna have to temporarily get rid of Warp, maybe. Alright, my other side is fully active. Oh, Erica can't even reach. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about only having 7 move instead of 8. Thankfully, Shadow Shot enemies can't counterattack at close range, but it is suicide to have Cormac go in there alone. So... yeah, that is kind of unfortunate. I think I'll leave it at that, though. Like I said, you can just simply bait out all the uses of Shadow Shot. But I'd rather just rush in and deal with the problem the direct way. For some reason, I have a feeling this is going to hit. I hope I'm proved wrong, but I may not be. Okay, I was proved wrong. Also, Erica's sword on her promoted sprite looks really two-dimensional. Oh, hi there, Gorgon. Yeah, I didn't know I was in your range. But I was in range of the other. Obviously, I was in your range. Oh, well, I can probably kill you with someone like Joshua or even Ephraim. I should have Ephraim closer to the front because he's got the better movement with the Swift Souls, I just realized. But anyway, okay, so now it's time for Operation No More Shadow Shot. Whites down there in front of Leon are absolutely zero threat, so I don't care about them at all. I mean, it's entirely possible that Tana may be in danger if she gets hit a lot, but I'm banking on her not getting hit a lot. Compared to the Gorgons, they're nothing. So this is, to me, apart from the Draco Zombies, but they're not that bad if you lure them, this is, to me, the one possibly difficult part of the chapter, in that I basically need to rush in, kill as many Gorgons as I can, and hope that nobody dies. Right, you're probably the only one who can actually reach the lower Gorgon, so I might as well go for the lower one. That's stone. I'm gonna go for the Brave Lance, just to be sure. Because I don't want Cormac getting stoned in the middle of a battlefield. Sounds very weird, but, yeah. Always funny whenever games have a Petrify status and you refer to it as stoned. Alright, who goes in? I'm gonna send... yeah, I will send Garrick. I'll just make sure that he can do this. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be able to do this. And hey, Teddy's dances for the member of a mercenary troop. So that Gorgon goes, and then the other Gorgon that's blocking my path goes, and then hopefully the last Gorgon goes because of Amelia's movement, but we'll see. If all the Gorgons are gone, I'm pretty much safe, because like I said, the whites here are virtually no threat at all. I could have quit the Brave Sword just to be silly, but I don't need it. And unnecessary critical, but that Gorgon deserved it. I hate Shadow Shot so much. Okay, with no more Shadow Shot... alright, I need... yeah, I can only attack you with a Javelin, and I'm not sure that'll be enough damage. First things first, though, I have to... yeah, you are still devastatingly powerful. I would have appreciated a crit there. I mean, this is still probably gonna miss... okay, good. And there's the crit, obviously. Like I said, I need the Javelin. Oh, the Javelin does do enough. Great. Unless I miss an 89. Please tell me I'm not going to miss an 89. 19 hit rate on stone is pretty hilariously low, though. Okay, with you gone, barring me getting stupidly unlucky with Tana dodging, I should be perfectly safe here. Oh, 1 point of strength and you would have capped it. I mean, you're close to capping luck, though. You'd be the first person in my army to do that. Alright, yeah, that elixir. I need to use that elixir. Just watch the white range, because even though they're normally no threat, they are a threat to magic users. And, well, using up this elixir at least frees up a spot in the convoy. And Ephraim can just charge in, because at this point he's pretty much, I don't want to say that he's pretty much indestructible, but he kinda is. Yeah, Steel Lance. I mean, there is a killing edge here, but with how low your power is, it's not going to be much of a threat. Yeah, no, bolting's not going to do it. Remember to unequip bolting afterwards, otherwise disaster will happen. And we're almost ready to surround Leon. Now, reinforcements will... You didn't even... Wow, they're even more of a no threat than I thought. But do be careful, because I think they're doing that so that we can't attack them without getting in range of Leon. In fact, I know that's what they're doing. So yeah, Leon does hit very, very, very hard. I kind of want to finish off these things before I fight Leon, but it doesn't look like they're going to give me the opportunity. That's going to one-shot Erica, and she doesn't have enough health to possibly survive that. Great, okay. I will say, though, there is no special boss dialogue with Erica versus Leon on Ephraim's route. Only the twin that is the one whose route you're currently on is the one who gets special boss dialogue with Leon. So for this, it's only Ephraim. However, I will be showing footage from Erica's route, showing Erica's conversation with him. Ephraim, he has more resistance than Erica, I'm guessing. Yes, considerably more, although he's more than 5 levels higher than her. And that is a one-shot. Guaranteed one-shot because of, yeah. I don't like the 2% crit rate there. Garrick should probably be able to do this. 4 times 4 would be 16 damage, whereas it's 12, that's, I do the exact same amount with a Silver Sword, doubling them with a Brave Sword, quadrupling, but this is potentially the most damage. I just kind of want to show off his generic quote. Yeah, Leon's pretty diluted at this point. It's still really sad for him. Also, here's what his signature tome looks like. Now that he's actually using it. This is also why I think Leon would be a great Grand Hero battle unit, because he already has his own signature ultimate tome. Okay, that's what I wanted to happen. And he still has the awesome theme, the Prince's Despair. It's kind of cool how it works both as a epic boss theme from the first time we fight him, and as a kind of final boss theme. Okay, let's see if, yeah, Amelia could potentially do some decent damage. Actually gonna go for that option. So more whites do spawn from the stairs, just above Leon if you take too long fighting him, and some of them drop money for some very bizarre reason, but I'm just gonna end this now. Yeah, 1 HP exactly. This guy does hit absurdly hard. Having access to Fortify or the Latona Staff does help if you can't finish him off in 1 turn. Okay, yeah, that is definitely going to finish him off. Of course, Sacred Twins do really, really well here. Only 1 damage. Even though Vidofnir here is going to barely do much. But I'm going to do this anyway just because I kind of want to drag this out a bit, because this boss fight is awesome. Like I said, he's more durable than actually difficult. And if you use Sacred Twins, he tends to go down pretty easily, but he does do absurd amounts of damage to you. Actually, Pierce would do a considerable amount of damage to him. Oh yeah, also, Luna. So, Luna is actually somewhat effective against him. In fact, I might be able to demonstrate it here, although I'm not going to press A because Ewan would definitely die to a counterattack. But I just want to demonstrate how much damage Luna does. Just like the final bosses of Blazing Sword, Leon has a huge amount of resistance, so ignoring it is a really big deal. So Flux, 1 damage. Gleipnir, 17 damage. Luna, 24 and doubling. And that hit rate is not bad either, so if Ewan was actually decently healed, he'd be a great option here. Even with its nerf, Luna is very effective against enemies with really high resistance, like Leon. However, I think it's time to finish this. Actually, first though, I might just go ahead and demo Fortify just because I want to. I love that animation so much. Physic everywhere followed by giant healing explosion. And yeah, it is basically just a normal heal. I think it's, yeah, it's just a normal heal staff in terms of its actual healing power, but it heals everyone in range. Anyway, as I said, let's finish this. I'm so sorry about this, Leon, but we have to stop you. Oh, that's not really you talking. Also, Ephraim is still awesome here. Now, crit there would have been awesome, but oh well. At least he gets to demonstrate his actual spell against Ephraim, so it looks like more of a fair fight. About the time you decided using something that had a demon sealed inside it was a good way to save your country. Wait a minute though, final bosses don't usually give experience. Something's not right here. And yes, that ends the map immediately. So on Erica's route, this song, Leon Organ Arrangement, actually plays a few more times than this, but on Ephraim's, this is the only time you hear it. That certainly doesn't help the subtext at all, yeah. It's too late now, though. Of course it couldn't be that simple!